So it seems they're focusing on their 6-year-old daughter, Suri, right now. But how is Katie Holmes coping? Nigel Lithgow, who's the executive producer of American Idol, worked very closely with Katie when she appeared on his other hit show, So You Think You Can Dance. He also worked with Katie to co-found the charitable Dizzy Feet Foundation. Lithgow is now producing and starring in a new E-series called Opening Act, along with Fall Out Boy's Pete Wentz, who went through a very public divorce from Ashley Simpson. Earlier today, I spoke with both Pete and Nigel. You are friends with Katie Holmes, and you guys co-founded the foundation Dizzy Feet, which is wonderful.
Dizzy Feet Foundation,
so much.
yeah.
Yes, and we haven't heard much from Katie since she filed for divorce from Tom Cruise. But as somebody who knows her, you worked with her, how do you think she's coping? Because she seems like she's being really strong.
Well, listen, I've been through a divorce myself, and it's no fun. You know, there's no rights here, there's no wrongs. And it's just something you have to cope with. It's one of those life situations, just like losing somebody close to you in the family. It's something you have to get on with. And that sort of strengthens us all. Human beings are terribly resilient when they have to be. And I'm sure Katie's going through a really tough time at the moment. But she'll find the strength to get through it, as will Tom. It's just a situation that is, you know, a life situation that many people go through. It's just that they happen to be front page news, you know?
Exactly. And, you know, Katie, she's actually been scrutinized and kind of criticized over the years. And I remember when you came to her defense a few years ago when she was on So You Think You Can Dance, because there were a lot of people who gave her grief for her performance on that show. But now what it seems like is that the tide may be changing and that there are a lot of people who are jumping on her side and coming to her defense. Do you feel that? Do you think people are starting to cheer her on now?
To be honest with you, you know, I haven't really been watching the situation too much. I've been in the UK going to a friend's wedding there. So, you know, there's people getting married, there's people getting divorced, and the rest of us are just getting on with our lives. So it's no big thing in my life at the moment. I support them both. I wish them both well, and I hope they get through this and come out the other side of it with as much dignity as is humanly possible.
And that's a really good point, because, Pete, you went through a high-profile divorce with your ex-wife, Ashley Simpson, and you did it with a lot of class, a lot of grace. You guys really took the high road. How do you get through something like that when everybody is watching and all eyes are on every move you make, and it's so personal?
I mean, I think that if there's kids involved or family involved, you just do what's best for them. And I'm not the kind of person that reads gossip about myself, so I mean, it could be terrible. It could be that me and Nigel were hanging out eating curry at his house last night. But, you know, you can't really pay attention to it. Life's short. You should find what you enjoy and find the friendships and relationships that you enjoy and figure it out for yourself.
Any advice as a dad to Tom and Katie when you have a young child? You know, how do you put the kids first? Because everybody says it, but how do you really do it?
The most important thing, I think, is that both parents continue to show love to their children. It's not the children's fault you're splitting up. It's maybe nobody's fault. You just come to that decision and you have to run with it. So it's really important now that both parents share in the child's life, I think.